Hey Steelers Nation, it's Joe Rocky with the Pittsburgh Syndicate. This video is coming out a little bit earlier here today because obviously the Steelers are playing tonight. And I wanted to break down one thing that I felt was incredibly important from the preseason game against the Bills that I'm really hoping to get seen in tonight's game. And that is the short week element. So obviously we got 2 Thursday night games on the schedule. And it's rare that the NFL allows 2 preseason games to be that tight because of all the player safety rules. But what I'm excited to find out tonight is how is the defense going to hold up on the short rest? And I think this is very important because that's what Atlanta is. Atlanta is a run the ball, physicality. We can't really throw it, and that's what we're going to have to deal with. And we look at both of our Thursday night competitions coming up. Tennessee and New England, exact same story. There ain't no quarterback threat from the Titans or the Patriots. All they're going to do is say, hey, King Henry, run the ball. Stevenson, run the ball. And that's going to be it. So that's why I'm really excited for tonight's game. Because when we saw against the Bills, the Steelers were able to take them out of their running game for 2 reasons. First is the Bills really don't run the ball that much in the first place. And the second was, we got the scoreboard lead. And I get it's preseason and that stuff matters a whole lot less, which is true. But when they did run it, in really both games, the defensive front wasn't as elite as we'd want it to be. Now, the first game, the starters weren't in there, so it's not really that relevant. But for the second game against Buffalo there, Cam was in there. Ogunjobi was in there. So the question is, on the short rest, with what Tomlin says will be more playing time, how will the running game stand up? Because we have been seeing some really good, strong, and elite things from the middle linebackers relative to the recent Pittsburgh. I'm not saying they're Fred Warren out there, but I am saying they're much better than Steelers. Miles Jack, by the way, left the NFL earlier this week because he couldn't make a team. And that's the difference. Guy we had last year who was supposed to be our savior, not in the NFL 1 season later. And when we look at what our 3 guys, Roberts, Holcomb, and Alexander, are bringing in preseason, there is explosion, there is tipped balls, there is just not missed tackles. I mean, let's get the basics of the foundation. So will the Steelers be able to stop the run tonight is the number one thing that I am looking forward to. I don't think we're going to get a lot of opportunities to see the pass rush go off. Atlanta is just not built that way. But in terms of the overall schedule making for the Steelers, I think this is a great preview for what our 2 Thursday night games are going to be. Again, Atlanta and Tennessee are essentially mirror images. And the Patriots have 0 explosion throwing the ball downfield. Now, granted, the Patriots have a better defense than any of the other 6 units we're going to discuss here. But if you can hold up the running game, you'll basically be able to say, both Thursday night games, give them the Steelers. And that, to me, is the most exciting part about tonight's game. So here we go, Steelers. Here we go.